national sports news from a fresh perspective. The regional sports report followed by the national sports report, weekday mornings on Fox Sports Net. NASCAR Victory Lane, from the pole position to the winner's circle. A full recap of all the day's action. NASCAR Victory Lane, tomorrow at 9 on Fox Sports Net.
Young, who got some good minutes in the first half, hits the jumper. Tiffany Young, a junior from Hillsboro, Alabama, has 4. Young, 17, footer's got it. And Tiffany Young with a sensational performance.
It's a very good chance that I might go to the NBA.
3 lives.
Just a matter of doing the right things.
1 dream.
Basketball is my job.
Prep Chicago Hoops, weekdays at 5 on Fox Sports Net.
Now, New England has a nightly sports report dedicated to hometown teams. Home team highlights. It's 30 minutes of nightly sports news dedicated to your teams. The 10 p.m. Regional Sports Report, New England edition, nightly at 10.
Welcome back to the Hartford Civic Center, where after 2 periods of play, the Wolfpack out in front of the Quebec Citadels by a score of 3-1. Joe Tollison and Jerry McDonald back with you. And Jerry, well, another spirited period there by the Wolfpack.
Well, it certainly was. I think there was a lot of energy in the second period. What I noticed was the speed coming through the center zone, and it kind of pushed the Quebec defenseman back a little bit, and speed works. And I also noticed there was a lot of finishing of the checks and a lot of things happening in front of the Quebec goalie, and that's what you need to do.
Well, one of the guys who's had some big hits here tonight. Also, an assist on the second Wolfpack goal, the one scored by Tony Tozzolino, as defenseman Jason Doig, and he joins us now. And Jason, I guess after that first period, well, he got some power plays there in the second, but really took advantage of them. And as I said to Jerry, some spirited play. Do you guys have a 2-goal lead?
Yeah, definitely, especially now we're about, 6-7 games out of playoffs, and we should really want to pick it up here a notch and go on a positive note.
Hey, Jason, now this is your second year with the Wolfpack. You had the ability to go last year to the finals and win the Calder Cup. Do you think that John Paddock is looking to you probably to step up and try to be one of these team leaders, especially as a defenseman?
Oh, definitely. I think not only John, but myself, being it's my second year with the team going into playoffs here. Actually, my third year, as a matter of fact. I've definitely looked upon as one of the leaders. I looked at myself as being one of the leaders, not only John. And, hopefully, I know we have a good group of defensemen here. I think we're all leaders in our own way.
We asked the question to Todd Hall. We'll throw it at you as well, Jason. And you just talked about the good group of defensemen you have here, and you're about to add 3 more pretty good ones as well from the Rangers, at least in time for the playoffs. And Tomas Klocek, also Peter Smrek, and I'm leaving one guy out.
Mike Motto.
Thank you, Mike Motto. Couldn't remember. He was the rookie of the year here for the little brain lock there. So you got those 3 guys in, and I guess Jerry and I were talking about it. When you look at the 2 pairs you use most, you and Terry Virtue and Drew Bannister and Burke Henry, somewhere in that mix, it looks like somebody's going to have to sit.
Yeah, well, that's unfortunate, but at this level, those things happen, and I know it happened last year. At the end of the year, I myself came down, and a couple guys had to come out of the lineup. I know it's tough. I don't know what the coach plans on doing, but I think whoever it is, you never know with injuries and what can happen. Everyone's really got to be ready to play.
Jason, let's talk about your future, perhaps with the Rangers or the Wolfpack or perhaps another team. I feel as though you've had an awful lot of experience in the American Hockey League. I think it's just a matter of time you get a chance at the NHL. Anything that is discussed about what you have to do with your game to try to be a consistent NHL player?
I think it's basically just concentrate on my defensive game. I know at times I try and do a little bit too much offensively. And I know that, especially with guys up there, Brian Leach, Kim Janssen, and whatnot, they're really looking for me to be a physical presence and a defensive presence out there. So I think it's basically just concentrating on that and keeping it really simple.
Jason Doig, Hartford defenseman, I thank you for a couple of minutes here. Look forward to a good third period.
Thank you.
Jason Doig of the Wolfpac. When we come back, well, Doig and those guys, when they play, they get plenty of exercise. What if you're not in the lineup on a particular night? Bob Crawford takes a look at that situation next.
The Celtics take on the Heat Wednesday, April 11th at 7.
It's here, waiting for you. Inside is unlimited strength and power. It builds confidence and reshapes your body. It can change everything. This is Wolfpakc, an entire gym in one easy-to-use machine. So powerful, it delivers over 60 health club quality exercises with up to 410 pounds of resistance, all in the convenience of your own home. Strength training with Wolfpakc is so effective that we guarantee you'll get the results you want in 6 weeks or less. And you can own one with no money down and payments as low as $33 per month. Wolfpakc is real. The results are real. The question is, are you ready for Wolfpakc? For a free video and brochure, call or go online at bowflexdirect.com. Do the research, listen to real customers, then place your order online and get started. Wolfpakc. Who said change isn't easy?
Sunday Night Fights on Fox Sports Net. Pound for pound, the best fighters in the world go toe-to-toe. Witness boxing fury from a ringside seat. Sunday Night Fights on Fox Sports Net.
Back at the Civic Center, we're between periods 2 and 3. The Wolfpac out in front of the Citadels 3-1. Well, sometimes you have to get in shape, and it's not always on the ice. Our own Bob Crawford with more on that.
Thanks, Joe. We're down here in the Wolfpac's weight room, joined by the Pac's Ryan Bast. And Ryan, this is a pretty important place for you guys. I think it's safe to say you don't spend as much time in here as you do out on the ice, but still a lot of off-ice conditioning work as the year goes along, right?
Well, I guess you want to just try to keep yourself in best shape as possible, and it's a necessary part of the game nowadays. And you know, the team, they set up things with trainers that come in and stuff, and we do spend some time in here.
And for a guy like yourself, it's been a bit of a tough year for you. You're a veteran guy, and you've kind of been hit by the AHL's veteran rule, which limits the number of experienced players that can be dressed for a game. Has it been pretty challenging for you as the year goes along, knowing that a lot of nights you're not playing, not through anything that you did, just because of the rule?
Well, you know, every player, they want to, you want to play every night and be a part of the team and contribute, but you know, you just do what's asked of you, and whatever the coaching staff needs, I'll try to provide.
For a night like tonight, when we get done with this interview, I know you're going to go through a pretty heavy workout. What kind of things do you use to motivate yourself when you're down here before a game and knowing that this is going to be your game here tonight in the weight room?
Well, you just come in, and it's something that, you know, through the years you're just accustomed to. It's your job, and you know, they got programs for us and all sorts of stuff, and it's actually fun keeping yourself in shape.
A lot of different apparatus down here. They say there's no real way to simulate game conditions in the weight room and off ice, but what do you do to try to get your workout as close to game conditions workout-wise as possible?
They got some pretty hefty bike programs for us. Timmy's got some good 40-minuters for us, but yeah, you know, it's a game condition and weight room conditioning. They're a little bit, you know, they're on different levels, but you know, you try to get in as good a workout as you can, and when practice comes, you practice hard, and you just try to be ready.
You've been a guy who's been a pretty good defenseman in this league for a couple of years. Has this been your most challenging year, a different type of challenge, being more of a team guy and having less of an opportunity to contribute on the ice maybe at times?
Yeah, you know, it's tough, and you just do what you're asked. That's really all you can do, and when you're called upon, you got to be ready.
You were part of the St. John team that eliminated the Wolfpac, went to the finals in '98. What do you think of the Pac as a playoff team?
I think one of our best comparisons is our character. Our team, we got a lot of character, I think on nights maybe we've been inconsistent in terms of playing a full 60-minute game. But, you know, if you take our last game, for instance, you know, we were down 4-0, and this team, we did it all year, just finding ways to win. And I think that's a great attribute.
Ryan Bass down here in the weight room where he's going to go through a hard workout before the game tonight. Back to you, Joe.
Thank you, Bob. And we are just minutes away from the third period of play. The Wolfpack out in front of the Citadels 3-1. But first, second period highlights. That coming up next, right here from the Civic Center.
Good evening. Here's the news flash.
He's outrageous. He's out of control. He's Benny Hill. Announcing the Benny Hill Collection. Call now and get Benny Hill for just $9.99. Order with your credit card and you'll also get Benny's Video Spotlight, absolutely free. Then preview other great Benny Hill videos. There's no minimum to buy. Cancel anytime. So don't wait. Call now.
Call 1-800-394-1818 to order Benny Hill for only $9.99. Use your credit card and get Benny Hill's Video Spotlight free. Or send $9.99 plus $3.99 shipping and handling to Benny Hill, Department 4, Richmond, Virginia 23280.
When it looks like winter is here to stay, here's something that should warm the cockles of your heart. It's the best minivan ever. The all-new Dodge Grand Caravan. With available all-wheel drive, anti-lock brakes, and the most powerful engine you can get in a minivan, this Caravan can give you an entirely different outlook. Now get up to $1,000 cash allowance on Dodge Caravans.
Welcome back to the Hartford Civic Center as we get set for the third period of play. The Wolfpack out in front of the Citadels by a score of 3-1. Joe Tollison and Jerry McDonald back with you. And a period there where the Wolfpack really stepped it up. I believe it was 24 shots last night in Syracuse in the second period, 20 here tonight.
We got 31 so far in this game, so it easily could be 55 like last night again. But it was a good second period. I think it was a dominating second period. One concern that John Paddock has is the letdowns. You can't let down on any type of player out there, so he really is going to watch this team closely. He's going to make sure that this Wolfpack comes ready for the next 20 minutes.
Well, let's take a look at what happened in the previous 20 minutes, and that would be second period highlights. Things started out in Quebec's favor as Xavier Delille able to equalize for the Citadels.
And what I talked about this, Joe, is just a lot of standing around this time by the Wolfpack players. And the Quebec gets their first goal of the game. Delille from Ribeiro and Bertrand.
Happened very early in that period, as you can see, but the Wolfpack come back. Terry Virtue setting up the goal for Hartford.
And Tony Tuzzolino just finding a little bit of time. Puck was bouncing a little bit, but just an excellent play set up by Doig to Virtue, two defensemen. Virtue goes backside to Tuzzolino, and he gets his 11th goal of the season.
Well, then the Wolfpack given an opportunity on the power play, and watch right here. You're going to see Boyd Kane come into your picture, forced in by DeWolf, and then Smith finishes up.
Well, watch two players. You got the only player that's not down on the ice is Brad Smith at the far post. He says, you guys sit down and take a nap. Let me handle this. He gets his 45th goal of the season. Then it comes right back the other way. Another nice pass, another hook. Brad Smith just couldn't find the trigger.
And with that penalty by DeWolf, it is the reason why the Wolfpack still on the power play when we'll start the third period. And you can see that big advantage in shots for Hartford, the scoring chances as well. And they'll have the man advantage when we come back. 21 seconds remaining on a Quebec penalty. Third period just around the corner, and the Wolfpack out in front, 3-1.
Hi, Colin Mockery, Mohegan Sun. Just doing a little valet parking today.
So where can I drop you guys? I'm going to the Wolf Den for the show. It's way out of my way.
And you drove right into the casino?
Yep, into the parking garage.
Oh, not right into the casino, because they have rules.
Ma'am, can I park here?
Actually, the convenience is right off the highway for me.
Easy access right off at 395.
Yeah! You see, you just follow the yells, you can't miss the place.
Mohegan Sun. Nothing even comes close. Nothing.
Yo, I swear, Jay, if I hear the word Shaq one more time.
Or Shaq attack.
Yo, what'd I just say? My bad. I would relish showing off my mad dribbling skills on this much overhyped team.
Yo, they okay.
Yeah, they okay, but they ain't got that Kenny Anderson grace. You know, if I was playing them, I'd be punishing them. Punishing them for thinking that they can stop this. You cannot stop this.
I'm fresh like a can of picante, and I'm deeper than Dante in the circles of hell.